Hello, summer camp art students. I'm Miss Morris, and today we will draw the character Meeko from Disney's movie Pocahontas. Materials needed for this lesson are one white sheet of paper, one pencil. Today I will be using a 5B graphite pencil, but if you have any pencil, that is fine. We will also use color pencils in these colors. If you have several different color greens, that is fine. If it's light to dark to medium greens, that's exactly what we will need for this lesson. Also, one black color pencil, one gray color pencil, and one brown color pencil. Also, we will need one fine point black marker and an eraser. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start Meeko's head. And we're going to start by drawing almost like a triangular shape, okay? So we're going to start somewhere here, not too far down, not too in the middle, but somewhere up here in this area of the sheet of paper, okay? Not too large, because we're going to draw him kind of suspended in the air. And then you're going to come around and just draw like a curve, not too straight, just like that. Right here, we're going to draw like an oval, a small oval shape, and it can overlap, that's fine. Right here, so this will be where Meeko's nose will be. And at the tip, we're going to just draw Meeko's nose. It's a little black dot circle, like so. Good job. Now, we're going to start here. And we're going to start here in the middle of this line right here in this shape. So right here in the center, you're going to draw a slanted line going up, not too long, not too short. And at the tip of this line, we are going to draw 3 thin oval shapes that are nice and small because these will be Meeko's fingers. So I will start with 1, 2, and 3, just like that. You can see that? 1, 2, and 3. Next to that, at the upper circle at the top, right next to it, we're going to just draw like a very tiny small letter U. Okay? You're going to come up above that U, and right next to it on the side here, we're going to draw a line coming down, slanting, and curving out like so, just like that. Now notice I didn't close this, and I did that for a reason. Please leave that open. If you did so, you can always go back and erase, that's fine. So now we're going to draw just a circle shape, a gesture line. There's a small shape right here of a circle. And draw it nice and lightly. Because if you draw too hard, then if you try to go back to erase it, it might be a little difficult, and you may see it, and you don't want to do that. So we're going to just draw a circular shape here for his body. This is the size, about the size that you want it. Okay. Now, You're going to come in here, and then when you get halfway around the front part of his body, you're just going to come inwards like so, and then back out to create his thigh, just like that. Here, take your pencil to just kind of try to guide you right about here. So where this thigh starts, slide over just like here, and you're going to make a crescent shape, almost like the letter C, and this will be his other leg, just like that. Not so hard. Now, right here at the end of this last crescent shape that you made here, we're going to draw Meeko's feet. Now his feet have 3 tiny toes, and it's like an oval shape. So we're going to draw a small shape. I'm going to start making like a little letter U here. And I'm going to make 1, 2, 3. You really probably can't see that, but I'm going to bring the paper up so that you can. Very simple. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. Right next to that last foot. 1, 2, 3. And on like an oval shape underneath. And there you have it. His 3 feet. I mean, his 3 toes and his 2 feet. So, moving along, we're going to start with the tail. Now, the tail is fairly easy. You're going to take your finger to try to measure the width, and it's just going to be like a fingertips width. So you can measure that out by making a little dot here and a little dot there. And then we're just going to come down pretty good. And again, if you make a mistake, you mess it up, you just dross it up, use your eraser, and clean it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark these lines that you see here in his tail, these stripes that you see here, one here, and here. So we're going to just go around and just create some kind of marker to let us know that's the first color is black. We're going to skip this, come down a little bit more. And you notice I'm just doing a little like hatching, these little lines I'm making. So that's 1, 2, 3. And we have the end of his tail here. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to draw the details of Meeko's face. The first thing we want to do, let's sit these side by side so you can see the progress. Adjust my camera just a little bit. Sharp. There we go. Right here, at the end of his nose, you're going to draw just a small, short line, just like that. Then you're going to slant it to the edge of his face here. And this is where one of his eyes will go there, okay? Then you're going to come over to the other side, and creating a space, you're going to stop where that line stopped as well. And you're going to come up creating another shape, triangular shape. And you're going to go straight down to the base here. Okay? Now we have to create another triangular shape. So we're going to start here, right where this ended here. We're going to come down, slant down, and then just kind of wispy lines going this way, just to create a space in here. And this will be white, okay? So almost like another triangular shape. Perfect. Now, we're going to create Meeko's eyes. Very simple. They're very, very small. So what you're going to do is you're going to make one black dot here in the center. And then you're going to make a tiny little circle above that to show that's where his eyes are. And then right here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to create a little black dot. And then you're going to draw his eye where the white part would be, just like that. Okay. Now, we're going to go back in and finish his facial features. We also have to create his ears. So the ears are very, very easy. You're going to start here above the eye. You're going to come up and come down like the letter A. That's it. And then you're going to come here and make another A. There we go. Perfect. Now you can either erase if you feel like you've overlapped your lines. It's fine. You can always go back in and erase. You feel like there's anything you want to clean up, go ahead and do so. Okay. Now, right here at the end where I told you to leave this part open, all you're going to do is just make these little wispy lines as to create like his fur. Because you really don't want these sharp lines here. And we're going to just keep working on that. Okay. In the center of the ear here, at the very top, you're just going to make one line because that's the side profile ear. And then here you're going to create another space and make another shape A in the middle here. And that will be the darkest part of his ears. Okay. Now, let's keep going. Notice these lines that we created are gesture lines, but now we're going to go in and kind of just make them a little more softer, okay? So we're going to come around and notice I'm just dragging this pencil and I'm just making his fur look like fur. I'm not creating one solid line. I'm just making like hash marks going around to the shape of his body. And I'm going to do the same thing with his legs. You make little short ones, like little hash marks. And right here where his chest is, and his other arm is hiding behind him because he's holding onto a vine. And now we have softened him. Really nice. Okay. We're going to come up to his arm, and right here, midway in his arm, at the middle part of this line here, you're just going to make a curved line like so. And this will be the darkest part of his arm here. Okay. Now, let's keep going. The next part of this lesson, you are going to take your gray color pencil and you're going to color him in nice and lightly. So his whole body, let's start with his body. Let's get them all colored in. When I get to the head, I'm going to just color around certain parts. So I'm going to color his face. I'm not going to color this area here because this area is white like you see here, but I am going to color the triangle around his eye gray. And try to color around the eyes. Okay, now that I have him completely filled in with gray, I am going to go in with my black color pencil. And the first thing I'm going to do is come to his ear here, and I'm going to fill in that inner shape, all black. Then I'm going to come around to his eye area. And right here where we made that first space, I'm going to just color that in black and try to avoid his eyes. Again, coming around here, around his eye. Now all you have to do is color it nice and lightly. It'll show up as like a darker gray, and that's exactly what we want. Then we're going to come up where his hand is here, and we're going to color in this dark, nice and black. Now with the fingers, you want to color them in nice and lightly. Be gentle, use light pressure because you want to be able to distinguish those fingers and see that they are hands. So don't color them in so dark, just go nice and lightly, and then we'll go over those again with the marker to redefine them. So don't worry about that now. We're going to come to Meeko's head, and we're going to just retrace this line here with the black color pencil, just to give it some kind of definition. And right here, I'm going to just redefine those little wispies here, little fur. Very nice. We're going to come around his back, and just like we did before with the pencil, we're just going to come around and redefine that furry little line that defines his body. Awesome. Same for feet. We're just going to color them in with black, nice and lightly, especially at the base. Don't really have to mess with the toes too much, but just at the base, just color the base nice and black as to leave the toes so you can see them. Now here in the tail part, the first upper part of the tail, we're going to color in nice and dark. And again, I'm not coloring it in nice and solid. I'm using vertical lines so that it gives the appearance of fur. So we're just going to keep filling that in. Notice what I'm doing is like kind of like hash markings. And again, we're going to go over this with the magic marker to redefine this line. Then you're going to skip this space, come here, and start again. Very nice. Again, skip this space, and then this will be the end of the tail. So where you started the line, you're going to come all the way down. And this is Meeko's tail. There we go. Now on the outside of the tail, you're going to just recreate a line here, nice and wispy, just to define that tail some more. And there you have it. Now you're going to go back in, and right here, we're going to just kind of shade in with the black just to create a darker grayish color, nice and softly. You're going to come all the way underneath and just shade in. And now around the crescent and shade in here. Shading is really not that hard. I love how it creates that value. So just like really like underneath him. Nice and lightly, no hard lines, very soft, light pressure. Awesome. If you'd like to do it here too, you can. Just a little bit. Just kind of redefines him, his body. And nice. Okay, now you're going to take your black magic marker. I'm going to make him pop just a little bit. There's certain areas we have to redefine, like his feet, his fingers, and that's where we're going to start. We're going to go up to his fingers, and we're just going to redefine those fingers. So you're just going to just trace over what you already did. You can see, looks much better now. I'm going to come down, make this a little darker too. I'm just making some lines. I'm not coloring it in really solid. I'm just coloring it in just enough to make it look a little darker. Okay. Then I'm going to come here on his face, and right where those eyeballs are, which you can barely see probably now, I'm just going to redefine the dots in his eyes. We'll come up. Redefine his eyes. His nose as well. I'm going to darken his nose. I'm going to leave the center a little white as to make his nose look shiny. So you don't have to color that all the way in, but if you want to, that's up to you. I'm going to come down to his feet, and just like with the hands, I'm going to redefine those lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And on the base of the foot only, I'm going to color in with the marker. Really nice. And now for the tail, the same thing you did. Here, we're just going to kind of go over what we've already colored in with the black. Just to redefine that tail some more. Notice I'm not drawing straight lines. I'm just doing vertical strokes. Up and down, up and down, up and down, like hash marks. And at the base of the tail. And there you have it. I'm going to come in here, not the whole head I'm not going to outline, but right in here just to redefine some of those little wispy furs he has here. And there you have it. Very nice. So far, so good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start his vine, the vines that you see here. The first one we're going to create is the vine that he's actually hanging from. So we're going to take our green pencil, starting from his fist, and go straight up off the page like so. Then we're going to come around and wrap this vine, oops, too much pressure, and wrap it around here and come out next to the tail and leave the line just like so. We're not going to bring it all the way down to the bottom of the page. The leaves are very easy. So the leaves look like little almond shapes, and I'm going to demonstrate that here. And we alternate side to side. Okay? Just like that. And then you color them in. After we do that, we're going to take our lightest green and we're going to hold it like this as to just shade all of this in. Now, make sure you don't overlap over him, but we're just going to do the top part. So at this point, I'm going to just color this in and pause the tape to let you finish, and then we'll resume. Okay, as you can see, I drew in my lines. I shaded in the entire upper part with one color, and I just did random lines going up in different lengths so that they fall very naturally, just like they would in this environment. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a green pencil, and you can just play around alternating between all three of your greens, and you're just going to find a line and create that almond shape for every leaf. Again, alternating right to left. Just pick a random one. It doesn't matter. It does not have to be perfect, and you don't have to put leaves on every single vine that you see. Okay? I'm just picking random ones. I'm doing it in no particular order. And we're going to keep going throughout the all the vines. So I'm going to pause this tape and let you complete that, and I'll come right back. Okay, now that we have all our leaves drawn in, we're going to go, last thing, we're going to go with the brown, and just to give it a little depth, we're going to come from the top. I want to draw one vine, just a few, maybe 2 or 3, that's fine. And the same thing, you're going to make those leaves alternating. You don't have to make too many, just a few. Remember to alternate. And there you have it. Meeko from Disney. I hope you guys like this lesson. You enjoyed. And have a great day. Thank you for tuning in.